Basically, we're here to answer any questions you might have because it's been a long time since we played, but the game's a week away, so it's getting kind of exciting.
Does the rain remind you of the game 2 years ago, Coach?
When I got up this morning, I started worrying. It reminds me exactly how it happened 2 years ago. It rained the week before the game for a couple days, and then had a couple-day break, and then it rained all the way up to the game. So I hope that's not a repeat.
How's practice been going? And have you guys started putting in your game plan?
We practiced on Tuesday, and that was the first day we actually put in game plan stuff, and we're going to practice today. So we're going to practice today and tomorrow, and then Saturday's off, and then Sunday we go to the hotel and start the game week preparation.
Hey, Rocky, if you talk about, for your guys, a chance to play at home in front of a packed stadium, so many of these bowl games nowadays, sparse crowds, not many are home fans, the opportunity this game presents you in what could be an awesome environment.
Well, I heard the ticket sales were going well, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, 2 years ago when we played in the game against Navy, that was a record for the bowl. Hopefully we break that record, but I think that I think our players wanted to come to this game all along. It gives our fans a chance to see us play. I think most everybody on our team loves San Diego, or they wouldn't be here. I mean, I think it's a special deal for our team to be playing in front of a home crowd. Now, I also know how well BYU is followed. So I'm guessing that if anybody thinks there's a home field advantage, I'm guessing that's going to be wrong. I think that half that crowd will be for us and half the crowd will be for them. So I think it's a neutral site, other than we've played in that stadium more than they have. But I hope we outnumber them. That'd be really nice if we outnumbered them, but I've been in these games against them before, and it's usually a 50-50 stadium.
What do you think about the on-field environment? What do you think that'll be like?
Well, I think our team plays better when there's energy in the stadium. And whenever you get a big crowd, there's a lot of energy in the stadium, and I think our team plays better when there's energy there.
Adam, what have you learned about BYU and their defense as you've been preparing and watching film for the game?
They have a really good defense. They're up there with the nation's best, but as an offense, we don't really focus too much on how good they are. It's about what we can do, how well we can execute the plays that we have called.
Rocky, how nice is it to be playing in a bowl game? I mean, it really is quite an honor, and it's kind of changed in the past few years. San Diego State football has really changed into a culture where you are getting bowl game bids.
I love the way you put that. I think it's an honor and a reward for having a good year, and going to a bowl game should be a good experience. So I mean, we want to win, but the emphasis on winning is comes from a little bit different angle when you're in a bowl game. And like you said, it's been a long time before San Diego State got into a bowl game. Now this is our third straight, and hopefully it's a habit that everybody considers every year it's going to be a bowl year. I mean, that's our plan.
Not to get too far ahead of myself, but the last couple of weeks you've had a chance to see some of the younger players who didn't get as much practice time. What did you learn about next year's team in the last couple of weeks?
We have some very talented young players, but they've got a long way to go.
Coach, it looks like BYU has sort of struggled offensively all year. What do you see? What do you see out of their offense? It looks like, they haven't really put up a whole lot of points. Is that something that you guys?
I think they're really good on offense. I just think that people try to compare them back to the years that BYU threw the ball 50 times a game. They're not that kind of offense anymore. They're more of a pro-style offense where they want to try to run the ball and use play-action pass. Their quarterbacks are really good athletes that scramble around and use their feet. I think people are comparing them with the years, and BYU was one of the very first programs ever to line up and spread you out and throw it around the ballpark and do it 50, 60 times. So I think they're very good on offense. People that say that are just people that aren't used to, or they're used to seeing what it was in the past. I think they play offense to their defense because their defense is one of the top-ranked defenses in the country, so a smart coach will have the offense tailored to the strength of the defense.
Dominique, how excited are you about the things that go along with the bowl game, the days to SeaWorld and the luncheons and stuff, and how do you balance that with getting ready for the game and making sure you're concentrating on football?
I mean, all like I said before, all that's a privilege, all that's an honor. It's fun, it's exciting for the team, it's a reward for the season we had, but at the same time, we're all still focused on the game, and that's the main objective.
Dominic, is it hard to get focused after having so much time off, or is it really easy to refocus because it is a bowl game?
No, it's not hard to get focused. I mean, guess we took that bye week off, and as Coach said before, we came out slow. But the main thing has been for the seniors to keep energy in practice, and we've been out there practicing, hitting each other, going aggressive, being fast. So I think we're pretty focused. I think we'll be ready.
Any other questions?
Hey, Adam, can you talk about your offense is so well-rounded, and you guys have had so much success. The challenge of going against the BYU defense, which has made a name for itself this season.
Yeah, they have a really good run defense, and their pass coverage is pretty well too. But you know, like I said earlier, it's not really about how good they are at defense and run stop and other things like that. It's about us being able to run the ball when we want to and being able to throw the ball when we want to. So that's kind of what we're focused on. And I think we'll have a good game plan. The coaches, working hard. We're working hard, and we're just ready to get out there and go play.
Rocky, with Walter Casey out, I mean, is Chase Price pretty much going to be used the same way that he was with Joanna? Like, what's the plan?
The plan going in is to use Chase the same way. Him and Adam alternating like Walter did. Yeah, that's the plan going in.
Does he do similar things to what Walter did?
Chase has his own talents. He doesn't have the experience as Walter has, but he's a guy that's got some quickness, can make people miss, and now he's short like Walt. And he's compact and strong, so hopefully he'll be just as hard to tackle.
Rocky, I asked Steve the same question. Moving forward in big picture college sports, do you think it's more important to attach yourself to a name or power conference, or to some schools that fit with what you're trying to do athletically?
Well, I think I've mentioned this before. I think the Division I college football is going to 5 or 6 major conferences, and they're going to have a tournament, and I think it's going to happen real soon. So you have to be associated with one of those conferences or associated with those kind of teams to be considered to go into that mix. And here we want to be able to play for a conference championship as well as a national championship. And the only way, in my opinion, the only way to do that is to be associated with those leagues that are going to be in that tournament.
What do you think those leagues will be?
Well, I think they're developing as we speak, and I think it's not over yet. I think there's going to be a lot of teams moving around over the next 2 or 3 years before they get to the tournament. I even saw, I mean, not next year, but the year after, or is it next year that they're going to 4 teams? Well, on ESPN the other day they had a mock-up of if it was this year a 12-team tournament, and as soon as TV starts talking that way, guess what? It's getting ready to happen.
Are you concerned at all about just the news that the Big East basketball schools might pull out the league?
I don't think that has anything to do with football.
Even if it affects the stability of the Big East for football?
I don't know if it will or not. And when I say those conferences are going to be in a tournament, they're going to break off the 5 or 6 super conferences and be in a tournament, I think it's all going to be football related. Because basketball already has a tournament.
How do you think your program would fare if you played in the Pac-12 right now?
This year's team?
Yeah.
I think we'd be just fine. I think we'd be in a bowl game. I don't know if we'd be playing for the national championship, but I bet you we'd be in a bowl game and have a winning record.